we should be building production kits. Once we have feedback from some of these folks, we'll probably go into production, build kits end of December, hopefully, and be able to start shipping Mountech product in the new year. All right, welcome back to Building BuiltRight. It is a crazy week here. It is Black Friday week right now. If you're watching this on Cyber Monday or after, the dust is hopefully settled. So I've got a ton of stuff to do. Everybody here is firing on all cylinders. So I'm just gonna kind of have you tag along with me as I package up some new prototype parts for product testers for our new Mountech brand. Let's get to it. So you guys have seen us over the course of the last 6 videos or so kind of hint at or show this new product line we have. This is a brand that we're starting called Mountech. And one of the pieces of that process is to obviously design and prototype parts. And so we've got a bunch of prototype, pre-production, and even a couple of these parts are production parts that I'm now gonna build into kits. I've got some work orders here for 25 sets. We're gonna build some bundles to send out to friends and product testers of ours to have them beat them up and give us some feedback. There are a couple of things that we know we're gonna change, and I'll mention those. But there are a couple of things that we think are probably dead on, and we're hoping that they give us feedback that is kind of consistent with that. So let me go start tracking down the parts that we need to build these kits. All right, so the first part that I'm gonna package is our ball mount. This is kind of the base of this Mountech system. We've got this single ball with something that we call kind of a spin lock technology or design in the base here that keeps it from twisting as you're using the mounts. This is a prototype part. I say that because as we've been testing in-house, we kind of had a theory or a hypothesis that a billet aluminum ball and a billet aluminum arm were gonna be like the best solution. And what we're finding actually is that having a little bit of a rubber or kind of elastic coating on the ball will help with grip and stability. This is a ram mount. We've been selling these for a few years. They work pretty well. The rubber is soft enough that you can see even just me playing around with this, it's indented quite a bit, and over time they kind of soften up and sometimes they delaminate. It's an issue that we have with customers. The other issue that we have is you can kind of see that the construction on this is just kind of crude. So we know already from our testing that we're gonna make that change. This is still a good solution or a great solution. It's just not as great as it could be. In each of these kits, we've got a box, a ball mount, a stainless steel machine screw that fits through the center of the ball, and then the nut. These spin lock tabs will interface directly with a dash mount, so there's no need for a 2-bolt solution like this, although we do have an option for that. I'll show you that later. The first thing I need to do is mark 25 of these balls as prototypes so that 2 years from now, a year from now, whatever it is, there's no confusion when these are out in the field. If they're not performing the way we want them to, it'll just be very clear that these are prototype parts. So I'm gonna go do that now.
So we have the device holders branded with prototype and the balls. Are we going to assemble those beforehand or?
Nope.
Okay. So
no, I think we'll probably leave them disassembled. But again, we're just packaging prototypes, so it's a little bit less critical that we match exactly what we'll do for production. All right, so one of the challenges we've kind of come across with this product line is, and this is something that if you've anodized parts before, you know this, but from batch to batch and even from part to part, sometimes the shade of anodizing will be slightly different. So like these parts were anodized together and matched pretty well. This part was anodized in a different batch, but alongside those, these two parts were also anodized together, but because the batch of material may be a bit different, or the production method might be a little bit different. I don't know if you can even see this on camera. In person, it kind of depends on the light, but these two parts have a slightly different shade of gray. When you're actually using them, I've had one of these prototypes in my truck for a few months. You really can't tell, and it doesn't bother me like I thought it would, but it is just something to be aware of. So the decision that we had to make was, do we want to just do black, where this is much less of a problem, or do we want to stick with this cool, like we call it a storm gray? We just think it's a really cool shade, so we're gonna stick with it. But that's kind of one of the tricks. These parts were anodized differently, slightly, so production parts will be a lot closer than this. All right, so we're making good progress. We've got now the device holders, 25 of those, along with the ball mounts packaged up. We've got the 25 loose ball mounts, so that will handle kind of both ends of the 6-inch arm. The last thing we've got to do is build the arms themselves, so we're gonna do that. We'll box them up, and then we'll put them together in kits so that we can get these out to our testers. So we are assembling our 6-inch arms now. I'm gonna assemble, I think, a full build of 25 of these. And yeah, these are what we're sending to our product testers. It's longer than you need in some cases, but it's often the most versatile. It allows you to move your phone or your device in a lot of different locations. So this will kind of give us a good idea of if the system in general is working for people or not. The two sides of the arms are a little bit different. One side has this additional cutout, which gives you a bunch of extra kind of articulation with use of the arm. That's a unique thing to our Mountech arms. So I've got that one on the bottom here. It's got a recess in it to hold the hex head, just like that. And then I've got a stainless steel spring, putting a bronze washer there, which should be a little bit self-lubricating, so that over time, we're using some grease here, but it'll stay, it'll keep these operating smoothly. All of these parts, of course, are CNC machined. Things are fitting together perfectly. Yada, yada, yada.
Don't you yada yada over the best part?
You can see this box looks pretty similar to the boxes we use for the device mounts, but obviously is like slightly longer. You can also see there's some structure inside this box. This is something that Maddie worked on with our corrugate supplier. You can see that the box accepts the knob there, and then that's gonna keep it nicely packed so that they arrive in an organized, protected fashion. Part of it's to protect this stuff, although this stuff's like pretty bomb-proof. Mostly it's just that it looks nice and feels nice when you're handling it, so. Well, the only way this kit differs from a production kit is, as we showed, these ball mounts are going to change. These are going to be a rubber overmold ball to keep slipping basically to a minimum. And then the device mounts that we showed you, the cell phone holders, the production ones are going to be anodized a little differently, so they'll match a little bit better. But other than that, this kit is exactly like what you'll be getting. The other thing we're going to include on the top here that I've got to go make today is a card similar to this one that's like, you know, thank you for purchasing, blah, 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 and also has a quick blurb about explaining this anodization color match sort of challenge, and that it's just inherent in the process. And then we'll be good to go. So we should be building production kits. Once we have feedback from some of these folks, we'll probably go into production, build kits end of December, hopefully, and be able to start shipping Mountech product in the new year. All right, so you watch us kind of start to finish, get these prototype kits packed up. We're gonna get these out to some of our product testers, old and new. Some of them have dash mounts of ours, some of them have other products that they're gonna compare them with. So we're looking forward to getting that feedback and chatting with them so we can revise the product if needed. and get these into production, again, hopefully early January. So with that, I'm gonna get back to it. Today is Black Friday. You're probably watching this on Cyber Monday. We've got a lot of work to do here. Next Monday, I'm gonna show you a little bit of product development on a new project, kind of a long-term project I've been working on. Give you a little bit of a look behind the scenes there, and check back with us Monday.